What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel with me, Clem Boogie. Week 5 NFL picks. A lot has been going on. A lot of concussions, a lot of injuries, a lot of people who you thought were going to be surprise contenders are seriously flopping. Could it be concerning? Yes. From a moral standpoint, yes. But from a betting standpoint, it does make things that much interesting. But you know how we give it up on this channel. You got 4 picks and 1 upset alert. Let's get to it. First game up is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady's not having a very good season thus far, but he is widely considered the GOAT, so we can look for him to turn it around. He does get his weapons back. He does get Mike Evans. He does have Chris Godwin. He has Julio Jones, and he has Leonard Fournette in the back. But the main problem that concerns everyone when it comes to Buccaneers is that their offensive line is being held by a string of tape. Bunch of names we've never heard of, and Brady is getting hit a lot. And like I've said to you in past episodes and in past weeks, if your quarterback gets hit and is hurt and injured and taken out of the game, you're cutting the head of the snake, and that presents a problem. On the other side, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Surprising team. I don't think anyone expected this kind of output from the Falcons. Mariota has proven to be competent in the quarterbacking, and they've just been able to will their way to victories thus far, posting a 2-2 record, which is, a virtual surprise. But let's be for real. This is Tom Brady. He's going to establish himself. He's going to establish his team. And come to think of it, keynote, he has been undefeated when it comes to the Falcons, whether it be here or when he was in his other team, the New England Patriots. So I'm looking for Brady and company to cover that 10-point spread, and that's my pick. Next game up, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the New Orleans Saints. The Seattle Seahawks are also a surprising team. Geno Smith has been very competent. He's been very precise in the decision-making he's been displaying on the field. Their running game seems to be in tow. Defense is pretty relevant. On the other side, the New Orleans Saints, which is very shocking what's going on. People had them as potential Super Bowl appearance favorites coming out of the NFC, but that right now seems to be a folktale at best. With the Saints, they're suffering through a lot of injuries. Jameis Winston is out. Michael Thomas is out. They seem to have some issues on the defensive end, especially on the back end. It just looks like everyone is cutting and slicing the defense of the Saints, and that's not usually the case. But it's always a new week, any given Sunday. With the Saints, they do get back their Swiss Army knife in Alvin Kamara. We know what Alvin Kamara can do when he is fully healthy. So, I look to see what kind of firepower and fire output he puts in on this game on Sunday. On the other side, you have Geno Smith. Like I said, he's been improving. He's looking like the West Virginia quarterback that came out highly touted, and everybody had big plans and big foreseeable future for him. He's playing good ball lately. He does have his perimeter options. He has Lockett. He has all his receivers and things of that nature. I think what is going to come down to is, are the Saints going to be able to slow down the receiving core of the Seahawks, or are they going to be able to force Geno Smith to make some decisions he's not comfortable making? You never know with these things. These guys get paid an exorbitant amount of money. You have coordinators that study all this. So I'm not saying anything that's not widely known already. But not to say a mouthful, I'm going with the Saints to cover as they slowly but surely get their team back on track. And I believe the point spread is 5.5 or 5 even. But either or way, I'm taking the Saints to cover the spread. Next game up, we have the Dallas Cowboys coming in to face the LA Rams. What's going on with the Rams? They're the defending champs. They don't look to be defending much of anything lately. Matthew Stafford doesn't look very healthy. Their offense looks very one-dimensional, and their defense, dare I say, is not that good. I don't know what's going on with the Rams, but they better find out, figure it out, and wake up, because sooner or later the season will just pass them on by. The only saving grace is they are in the NFC West. It's not a really great division, so they do have time to gain ground. But with that being said, on the other end, you have the surprising Dallas Cowboys. They know Dak Prescott. They seem to be back on track as far as winning. Cooper Rush has proven to be a prolific quarterback, serviceable. Look, let's face it, he's a game manager. They have Zeke running. They have Tony Pollard running. They have CD Lamb looking like a very, very good receiver. He's running his routes. He's not dropping the ball. And they, like I said, they seem to be winning. They do have that stout defense. You have Michael Parsons. You have Diggs in the background. So they're competent. They can rush you and they can pick you off. Their whole claim to fame is making you turn over that ball. And they're up there. Like I've said in weeks past, this team is in the top five in every defensive category known to man. But this is any given Sunday. And this Sunday, I'm going with the Rams. It's always something weird with teams that have seemingly found their stride, and they go into a team that is seemingly struggling, looking for a win, looking for answers. And that's exactly what I'm looking for the Rams to do. And the Rams are giving, I believe, 4.5 or 5 points even. I think the Rams cover the spread and, bring Cooper Rush back down to earth. Next game up is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Arizona Cardinals. Battle of the Birds. You know what this game reads to me? Trap game. Philadelphia is riding high. They are everybody's darlings thus far, but it's still early. They are in the NFC East, which has proven to be very, very competitive. At least between them and the Cowboys. Oh, let's not forget the Giants are also in that division, who are also playing competent football. But whatever. When it comes to the Arizona Cardinals and that style of offense, that air raid, which I've said in past weeks, doesn't exactly really work in the NFL simply because people are bigger, stronger, faster. Defensive coordinators are way more complex and compound in their designs of defensive coverages and things of that nature. It just doesn't work. And you put your quarterback out there on an island where he's going to get hit a lot. And Kyler Murray is he's not the biggest human being. He is pretty mobile. He is quick. When you blink, you can't miss him. But he is small in stature. So if he gets hit one good time, guess what? He's going to be sitting here right next to, or not, I shouldn't say right next to me, but he's going to be sitting on his couch, healing, trying to recover to get back on the field, whatever timeline presents himself. But I digress. With this game, the reason why I say it's a trap game is because Philly seems to have no flaws. At least that's what they've proven this season thus far. And they're going into a desperate team, the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, they've pulled out a win here or there, but they're not, that's not what you want. You're going into the Lions Den. You are, going to a team that's desperate for a win, and they're at home. So you got to deal with the crowd and a team that has a pressing issue. But, hey, what do I know? 5.5 is the spread, and I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals with the points. My upset game this week is the Dolphins versus the Jets. Everyone knows the story of what has transpired with Tua. Very unfortunate. Deservedly so. Someone got fired. I don't know the gentleman's name, and I don't know why he even has a license for that matter. But that's none of my business. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a PhD. I'm not an MD. I have no, credentials to critique anybody on that level. But when it comes to this football game in particular, they have Teddy Bridgewater as Tua's replacement. And on the Jets side, they have their ace back, Zach Wilson. He played last week's game. He played very well. Didn't see very much rust. I think, over time he'll, fine tune some of the reads that he kind of missed or whatever the case may be. But, he had his respective injury and that was his first game out. But with that being said, it's going to be a very, very different game than people would have thought. I think everyone sees all the nice shiny toys Miami has gotten in the offseason, and they're off to a great start. I believe they're 3-1, and sky's the limit. They should be able to challenge Buffalo in the AFC East for that respective crown, and it should go down the wire, especially once these two teams clash. But with that being said, Teddy Bridgewater is going to be manning the ship for the Miami Dolphins. Teddy Bridgewater is a true veteran. He knows the offense. He can adapt. But I just don't really see him being successful in this game because of the Jets. They do have a vaunted defense. They do rush a lot. Rob Saleh, who is the head coach, used to be the defensive coordinator for the 49ers, so he's implemented some of the schemes, and it has worked against some of the best quarterbacks in this league. But the Jets, they're young, they're hungry, they have some firing spirit. They've pulled out some surprises thus far this season, and I'm looking for them to actually apply the pressure to Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater, like any other quarterback, doesn't like pressure. He's not that athletic. He's smart. He's not that athletic. So if you can catch him into a bind, and if he feels the heat, guess what? He'll get hit. And if that's a continuing theme on Sunday, look for the Jets to actually upset and beat pretty convincingly this Miami team. And that's my upset of the week. So now you have 4 picks, 1 upset. You know how we give it up here. I'm all about this money. So let's do it together. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm here. Talk to me. I want to talk to you. Let's get this conversation going. Teamwork makes the dream work. So until next time, it's me, Clem Boogie.